You got any ideas over there?
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Earphones aren't any good.
Are we excited about your meeting?
Oh, I can hardly stand it.
All right.
So excited.
Last week we had 32 people here. So we're gonna beat it this week?
No, they heard you were speaking today.
Oh, man.
Quiet, Roy.
Okay, I'm going on mute. You'll like that.
Quiet, Roy.
All right, I want to introduce our president, DTM, Carson Schaefer.
You can throw money in lieu of applause. Really, it'd be okay. Let's get started with our invocation and pledge. Toastmaster Ty Patton, the Marine.
Good morning, everyone. Please bow your heads. Father God, we just thank you so very much for your grace, your forgiveness, your mercy. We ask that you be with us over this special holiday weekend. Some give all and all give some. This weekend is dedicated to those who gave all, so that we can enjoy the freedoms here in America as never seen before in any other country at any other time. We just ask that you be with all of us as we remember those who died for our behalf. Amen. Please face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. USA.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, Ty. And now with our toast, Toastmaster Benjamin Urrutia.
You're muted, Ben. Good toast. You're muted. He's never sounded so good.
Wait, a toast to the memory of those who serve our country on this special occasion, to the memory of those victims of the pandemic. Let the sacrifice of their lives be the inspiration to all of us to forge a better future. Let us toast.
Here.
Thank you.
Have a seat, please. All right, this is the Tall Tales meeting. I wrote last night, it's not that I suggest you lie. It's mandatory to lie. By the way, we have decided that we are going to go back to in-person only meetings on the 25th of June. Personally spoken to everybody that comes on Zoom, and with the exception of Roy, everybody's good for coming back. Ben wanted to make sure we had a lot of McDonald's food for him, and we will. And so, to paraphrase Eddie Murphy in Trading Places, what a happy day. So today we should have some fun. Our Toastmaster of the day is Distinguished Toastmaster. Oh, we have a third visitor. Ben. Oh, your last, De Palma.
That's correct.
De Palmo?
Yep.
Okay, Ben De Palma. Is it your intention to join this august group?
Yes. Why?
Why? Did you pay?
Yeah.
He will. Can you?
I'm waiting for Ben to take my.
Okay, so Nooch, take him out while we debate.
He was my little league coach, did a great job. We won the championship.
All right, hold on. Roy.
Hold on, Roy, we can't talk about him yet. We have to debate your pros and cons. Anybody have anything to say in his defense?
I don't think we should vote him in and bring his checkbook.
He already did a table topics once, so might as well.
Did he pay?
On his first visit. He's going to.
I don't think 2 Benjamins is enough for this club. I think we need one more.
Okay, all in favor of adding yet another Benjamin, signify by raising your hand saying aye.
Aye.
All right, you just bring them in. And we do have a guest today, Yolanda Manning. You? Oh, Yolanda. Yolanda Manning. I'm sorry, and we went over that earlier too. I apologize.
8 hours a day. 7 to
Welcome.
5,
Hope
8
you
hours.
enjoy it.
8-hour days. 7 to 7.
We are.
DTM
having
Carson.
this-
We
Yes?
also have a guest on Zoom, Alexandra Etlin.
Welcome.
Hi, everyone. Joining from very far away. So I'm glad that we're doing it via Zoom because I'm calling you guys from Zurich, Switzerland. And it's 1:30 in the afternoon. And your Toastmaster friend, Kathy, so Kathy Mosher, is the sister of my godmother who lives here in Switzerland. And she told me about Toastmasters. And we have a couple of chapters here in Zurich, and I was curious to see what it's about because I hadn't heard of it. And she said I should just come take a look when you guys are meeting today before I go to the chapter.
Thank you.
You win the award for the longest distance.
Oh, we've got 18 roles to fill in 90 minutes. So we keep to a pretty strict schedule. We will be having a social at the bar called the Twisted Handle on the 18th. The 18th is going to be our last hybrid meeting. So we're going to go to the bar and celebrate afterwards. Here, here. Today, we're going to have fun. Our Toastmaster of the day is DTM Blake Smith, DTM standing for Don't Time Me. Blake is a past winner at both the club level and district level of the Toastmasters Tall Tale Contest. For Pete's sake, his initials are BS. So join me in welcoming your friend, apparently, and mine, today's Toastmaster, DTM Blake B.S. Smith.
So before we get to the back table, I would like to implore everyone to pay attention. This is a Tall Tales meeting. So you will hear 4 speeches related to Tall Tales. We're going to hear table topics related to Tall Tales. But why is this extra important? Is because when you vote for the best speaker, you need to consider Toastmasters rules. The subject for a Tall Tales speech must be of a highly exaggerated, improbable nature and have a theme or plot. Humor and props may be used to support or illustrate the speech. So evaluators and voters, take that into consideration when you do your job. Thank you very much. Now we'll get to the back table that is standing here patiently. And you got up from your seats. Dan, what are you doing today? Dan Wallace, our timer. Come on up.
Master, distinguished Toastmaster Blake Smith.
All that mess.
I am the timer, and I will be timing table topics. You have 1 minute. At 30 seconds, I'll turn the green light on. At 45 seconds, I'll turn the yellow light on. And at 1 minute, I'll turn the red, and you're done. Speeches, 7 minutes. Green comes on with 2 minutes to go. Yellow with 1 minute to go. Red, you're toast. Evaluations, you have 2 minutes. Green at 1 minute, yellow at 1 minute, 30 seconds, and red at 2 minutes. And I'm not going to start the time until people start speaking. We're not going to tax them for the walk up. Thank you.
That's all pretty good of you. just so y'all know, officially Toastmasters timing, they say starts with the first utterance or gesture. So if any of you have been timing people for walking, shame on you.
Point of order?
Yes, dear.
Don't we start with the grammarian first?
We normally do, but I didn't today because everyone lined up like this. So I'm just taking them as they're coming. I would have called them, but you know. So we deal with it on the fly. You all right with that, soldier? All right. Toastmaster Cardenas, I believe you are the tabulator today? Good guess. All right, come on up and tell us what you're going to do.
Good morning, Toastmasters. Today, yeah. So I'll be your all tabulator today. I'll be tracking double clutches such as and double clutches. I'll be back there hitting the buzzer. I just want to prepare you guys for how that sounds as we go. So I'll be back there.
Bring a checkbook.
It'll be 10 cents per fraction. I'll tabulate it at the end and come back and give my final report. Thank you guys.
Run, Alex, run. And our humdinger today, Toastmaster Riggs. James Riggs, please come up and tell us what you're going to do.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, good morning. As your dinger, I will track those who use the word of the day and give a report at the end of the meeting. If you do not use the word of the day, it'll be a 25-cent fine. And as you will soon learn a little more about it, the word of the day is bogamiki, which is in essence an argument about words. Now, table topics participants, I will lightly ring the bell after 45 seconds if I do not hear you use the word of the day. In addition to that, it looks like I am also the dress code police, so keep yourself in order. Distinguished Toastmaster.
Thank you. Thank you. And the grammarian of the day, a handsome devil. First time grammarian?
After 10 years.
After 10 years. Please welcome to the lectern, Toastmaster Garen Sprout.
The Bible says the first shall be last and the last shall be first, Carlos. So I don't mind coming up here late. The word of the day is logomachy. I heard Carson and someone else saying logomachy. You guys must have gotten it from the Merriam Dictionary. I got mine from the Oxford Dictionary. Okay, and the logomachy, the meaning of it is the argument of words, just like you saw I just did. Find colorful ways to use it today. I'll be paying attention to how you use your speeches, what words you use, and so forth. And I will give a report at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Yes, for those of you that thought it was the Japanese art of folding paper, that's origami. So it's very close. Y'all ready? You ready?
Ready.
Our table topics master today is Toastmaster Linda Miller. Linda has come up with a concoction of tales for you to elaborate on today. She's hoping that it will convince you to take it to a triple dare moment and fill in the blanks with your wild imaginations. Here today to dish out some fictional table topics, please join me in welcoming to the lectern Toastmaster Linda Miller.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Linda.
How will our Toastmasters today convince us that everything that they are answering is the absolute truth or a tall tale? So the first person I'd like to call on, tell us the time that you got caught shoplifting in Walmart. Toastmaster Tim Conyers.
First of all, I would like to thank Toastmasters for the work release program that you have, which allows me to be here. Last night was a really hard night. I live real close to Walmart, and we were out of bread. I didn't have any cash on me and left my credit card somewhere else. So I went in and grabbed that loaf of bread. I managed to get out of there almost in time. I didn't see the police car that was sitting right there before I went in. And my goodness, he caught me. But he said, come on over here. And he put me in the squad car there in the back. He said, listen, let's just have a little talk. Are you familiar with Les Mis? I said, well, yes, I love music and I understand about Les Mis. Jean Valjean, I believe he got in jail for stealing bread. Policeman said, that's going to be you, young man. Oh, that's the best I can get. Okay, so.
Toastmaster Santiago Salazar. Tell us about Salazar. What is your last name? Thank you. Tell us about the time you were a commercial pilot and the plane that you were flying filled with passengers started to lose control.
Good morning, Toastmasters and visitors. I am the pilot, correct? Excellent. So this was just about 2 weeks ago. We were flying up to Colombia and a heavy storm came by and there was a logimiki of everyone just arguing for who's gonna land a plane now because the pilot's sleeping. That's me sleeping. The fact of the matter is I didn't get my coffee for today. And so we decided to just continue to go forth and we passed Colombia. We never landed. We landed on the ocean where we crashed. Everyone was safe. And the good news is I'm here right now just to prove the fact that flying a plane is not that difficult. You can definitely do it while you're sleeping. So that's my story. Thank you so much.
Benjamin, who is our new member. Tell us about your time with the traveling circus.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yes. My time with the traveling circus. So I started when I was about 6 years old. And for most of the kids my age, that was actually very young to get into the traveling circus. But I took to it very quick, you know, daily exercise to stay in shape, to be able to juggle the bowling pins that they use to do that. That's what my specialty was. But aside from that, you know, my favorite thing to do was to get on the motorcycle and ride the loop-de-doop that was on fire. But then I caught on fire one day. So I decided to retire from that. So that's my my story in traveling circus. Thank you.
So one of our returning members, tell us about the time you were in Vermont skiing and fell off the chairlift, Tom Weiss.
So you really want to have a lobotomy with someone who's had a partial lobotomy to talk about something stupid like falling off of a ski lift. Well, believe it or not, I had a near fall off experience on a chairlift, but it wasn't Vermont. It was actually Connecticut. I was a youngster. It was the first time I'd ever been snow skiing. I have aunts and uncles up in Connecticut, and we decided to take the cars out on a very snowy day. We go to the ski resort, and I lived in Texas. We didn't have a whole lot of ski bibs and the proper ski clothing. So naturally, what do? You wear jeans. After a few hours of jean skiing, they tend to get a little moist, then they tend to get a little cold, and then it gets really uncomfortable. But at the very first part of the day, my mother put us into ski lessons, which any good mother would do. And then we go down to the ski lifts and we start doing our thing. And I said to the person at the bottom of the ski lift, I'm like, do you just jump off this thing whenever you're ready to start skiing down? He's like, oh yeah, sure, that's it, no problem. So I'm looking, and it's going higher and higher and higher. And luckily, the rest of my brain that wasn't taken out on the lobotomy kicked in and worked because I did not jump off. Thank you.
Tell us about the time you accidentally sent an incriminating email to the wrong person, which happened to be your boss, Jay.
Good morning, and thank you, everybody. The incriminating email that I accidentally sent to my boss was actually a drunk email I was writing to one of my ex-girlfriends. And it's about all the things that I would have done if I was more unhinged back then. And unfortunately, I got fired. I got into a logomachy with my boss about why I should not be fired. Like, no, I was just saying what I would have done, like if I had no boundaries or no restraints. Like, you should view it as a piece of creative writing. I'm not I would never harm anybody or do anything to anybody. I'm just explaining what happens in my mind, like, when no one's watching and when the stuff that only comes out when I'm drunk, I mean, you can understand, right? You've had thoughts about what you do to one of your exes, right? Am I the only, like, am I the only one here? Am I the only one here? Anyway, yeah, I lost that job, and I've been banned from that industry, and now I'm just here on Friday mornings with you talking about it. Thank you.
On Zoom, tell us about the Thanksgiving turkey that caught on fire. Toastmaster Kathy Mosher.
That sounded like you called my name Linda, I believe.
Yes.
I'm an evaluator, so I can decline or take it, either one.
Let's decline. There's plenty of us today.
Okay.
Tabitha Rupel.
Well, there will be no logomachy about what I have to say today, because this isn't a tall tale. This really occurred. My friend was deep frying a turkey for the first time. However, he did not want to read the directions. So he defrosted the turkey with the giblets and all inside the turkey and put the fryer out in the driveway. He then filled it up with oil and heated it up until it was bubbling. He then had it and dropped it in. When he dropped it in with the water hitting the oil, that turkey took off like a rocket, floating out of the fryer, tipping it over. So there was grease in upstate New York down an asphalt driveway, coating it with grease. The turkey flew over the road and a semi truck was coming over. It hit the window of the semi truck, hitting it into the field. Now, for those hunters that were in the field, they actually shot at it, thinking that it was season. Then the wife and the family saw with such great horror what happened.
Red light. Red light.
Tell us about the time you proposed and nothing went according to plan. Toastmaster Steve Joseph.
Turn down that sharp looking guy out. The time that I proposed and nothing went according to plan. I think that would have to be all of them. You know? Now, I'm a diligent guy, a very, honest and straightforward guy. So I like to save as much time as I possibly can, right? So I open the door and I have a back ring and I ring in my back pocket, just in case, right? They never go for it, man. Like, and sometimes I spend a little bit of time, right? Go out to Easy Bond when they're having the half price sushi, happy hour, absolutely, right? Get a couple drinks, do the whole, put the ring in the sushi roll. That time ended at the hospital, but perfectly fine. I'll try again next time. Thank you.
Tell us about the time you were escorted off a plane because you were not wearing your mask. Mark Shear.
We're fellow Toastmasters and guests. So I get on a plane every week. Every Monday morning, I go to the airport, 7 a.m., and I get on a plane and I fly somewhere around the United States. I've been doing it for 20 years. It's crazy. It's nuts. So I told my boss yesterday, I said, look, I'm going to Winter Park Toastmasters. Well, let me tell you about what happened Monday of this week. I got so sick and tired of people telling me I had to wear a mask. So this is what I did. I fly Delta every week again. So I put my mask on, but I showed up in the airport without my shirt. So I had my dress pants on. I walk up there, I've got my mask on, and I'm looking all just, let's go. I got my mask, but I'm not gonna wear a shirt. So I forced myself onto the plane, and sure enough, 5 minutes later, I've got escorts coming on the plane, trying to grab me from both my biceps, saying, you're getting the heck off this plane, young man. Right now, I said, no, I'm not. I've got my mask on. So let me tell you what, I stayed there and they took off. And I'm gonna keep doing it, brothers and sisters. Thank you so much.
Tell us about the time you won a gold medal in the Olympics, Bonnie Patterson.
The day started out like no other. I didn't think it was going to go well because when I woke up, I looked and I was 2 inches away from stepping in a big pile of dog belongings. So already I'm thinking this is going to be the worst day ever, but I still believe that I could turn the day around. So I woke up, I drove to my grandmother's house. My grandmother, for whatever reason, thought she needed to bring her double-barrel shotgun with us to the meet, just in case anyone tried anything funny, in case she needed to take out the opposition. So we're ready to go. So we get there, and when I go to register, my name isn't even on the list. So now I'm just defeated and I'm distraught and I'm wondering, how am I even going to do this? But I woke up and I knew I didn't almost step in a pile of dog poop for nothing. So I ran into that place. I jumped over every single table I saw. I dove into the water and I somehow beat everybody. And that's how I won the Olympics. Thank you.
Toastmaster Carson Schaefer.
I have a speaking role.
Oh, my apologies. Okay. Toastmaster Alex McGriff. Congratulations on winning American Idol the other night. How do you feel?
First of all, I would love to thank my mom. Because she was the first one that told me I didn't know how to sing. Showed her, didn't I? And you know what? I'm surprised because I beat Jennifer Lopez, who was in the American Next Top Model. Well, not model. Where did I get model from? American Idol. I beat Madonna. I beat Madonna. I mean, I'm gonna make millions and millions of dollars. And come to find out, I mean, my mom did. She actually did. This is not a tall tale. My mom actually did tell me I couldn't sing. So that's why I never got into the whole singing thing, because if I did know how to sing, I'll be in double clutch, baby. Every social. Thank you.
Okay. Tell us about the time you dressed up as a female superhero, Lazar Lackadoo.
All right, I am an evaluator, so I will decline.
My apologies. Let's do, hurry up. Let's do Roy Sharir.
Roy's a speaker too.
Did Carmelo go? Carmelo?
Carmelo just left the room.
Mark Ehlers.
Who is eligible in the?
Mark Ehlers? Mark Ehlers? Come on, Mark, of course. You got this.
No, it's a little known secret.
that I once was a superhero. The thing that most people don't realize about it, I dressed up in the superhero attire. And first I felt
There is no sound.
It's better.
Yeah, I heard you, Benny, but no, I'm not getting any sound either. Also, the figures are frozen.
Roy, stop talking.
We're back on. We're back on.
Okay,
Lost in there.
excuse me, Zoom votes, who do we send them to?
Carson.
Send the Zoom votes to Carson if you're in the room.
Sorry, KMB sends it to me.
Catherine, text them to Carson.
All right, excuse me. If you're voting in Zoom land, please send your votes to Catherine Mosier-Belay. If you're in the room, please give dollar bills and your votes to John Nuccitelli. 1 minute break. Thank you.
Alexandra, this is an unusual meeting. So it's not representative of typical Toastmaster meetings. And it's going to be somewhat different, club by club. They're going to have a different sort of flavor. So, we always recommend you attend a few clubs in your area just to see if there's one you like better. But yeah, we're being kind of silly today. It's memorial themed. And typically we don't start off with a prayer. It's not, but sometimes in our club we do.
It's an invocation.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm sorry we lost you. We lost the internet, which is why you didn't hear anything.
Yeah, we can hear it now.
Okay. Yeah. We lost the internet. Sorry about that.
So,
My whole my whole presidency was, it's not a prayer.
I know. But I was trying to give Alex more of a feeling for what it is. So
There you go. Well, I'm Buddhist, so it does apply.
I love you, Roy.
Ooh, boy, I haven't heard that in a long time. Thanks.
It was just unusual for me because it's nothing one would ever hear here.
Oh, nice. I love it. I love you. I love you too.
Hey. Zoom land, take a break. Thank you. All right, now, for those of you that weren't paying attention, the subject for the tall tale speech must be of a highly exaggerated, improbable nature and have a theme or plot. Kind of like those amazing table topics we had. Thank you so much, Linda. And humor and props may be used to support or illustrate the speech. Are you ready to let the games begin? Are you ready to let the games begin? Lord, slid into a coma in 60 seconds. Okay, Toastmaster Carson Schaefer reminded us that we're here for the tall tales. All the speakers will tell wild and outrageous and insane stories, and lying is not encouraged but mandatory. So get ready to laugh with our very first speaker, Emmy Robinson, with his speech entitled My Hero. Toastmaster Emmy Robinson.
Thank you, Toastmasters and guests. My hero was my late husband. His name was Russ, so the kids that played with him in the play school called him Mr. Potato Head. I just stuck. But you know what? He was a wonderful, wonderful man. So I married him. I married Mr. Potato Head. And one of his favorite things to do was to pretend to be a superhero. And he would plug in the cape and he'd go flying around. He called himself Spud Lightyear. All right, now he took his dreams seriously. He tried to do some body sculpting, right? He would do exercises, use like isometric kind of exercises using household items. Started with milk jugs, graduated to like 5-pound potato sacks. Okay, and he would do curls, right? He would also do the side lifts like this. He loved to do the one from behind. And then he would hold his arms out for a minute. And when he could do that, he quickly graduated to 10-pound sacks. Eventually, if he could do 3 sets of 10 reps,
He went to a 25-pound sacks. And then I was there the day that he crushed his workout with 50-pound sacks. Eventually, he started putting a potato in each one. Yes, he did. And so he took his fantasies and they just consumed him, the fantasies of saving the day. As a matter of fact, he was mistaken for a superhero one day when he was streaking down the street, cape flapping behind him, and someone called out, "Hey, are you a superhero?" And he goes, "No, I didn't pay the barber." As he was running down the street. Then the day finally came. The day the small fries in the village were all threatened by a monster, Mickey Monster. He threatened to take the brains out of the children and turn them all into couch potatoes, while simultaneously torturing the parents and bringing all families to financial ruin. So Spud Lightyear sprang into action. He devised a plan to foil the rising threat. And he used charts, illustrations, and graphs. Now, all the neighbors rallied together to save their children, right? But the sheriff brought up a concern. He said, "Well, I never did trust no tater with graph paper. They're always plotting something." And Spud Lightyear did not, he was unplussed. He just folded his arms and said, "I am." In an epic battle of good versus evil, Spud Lightyear whipped Mickey Monster into mashed potatoes. Now, at the end of the day, they called it a truce, went out for snacks, and got half baked. As it turns out, Mickey Monster wasn't such a bad guy. Yeah, if you buttered him up, you could knock the chip off his shoulder. All right, I know. All of you are groaning because I haven't yet mentioned the fact that some people say potato and some people say potato. Potato, you could spell it with the E or without the E at the end. Let's not get into a logomachy about it, okay? All right. Unfortunately, all potatoes spoil eventually. My husband got sick. He got very sick. And when he was hospitalized, we got to know the nurses in the ICU pretty well. Yeah, especially Ida. Oh, she was hilarious. And she used to tell vegetable jokes, like, what's a potato's favorite Star Wars character? Darth Tater. Yeah, well, it made the children giggle anyway. So in the wee small hours in the morning, I'm struggling to keep my eyes peeled. And he's trying to whisper his last words to me. He says, "I want to confess." I said, "Hush." Stroking his hand, I said, "You're almost at peace. It's okay." He says, "No, I got to tell you. I need to, shh. It doesn't matter now. It doesn't matter." He says, "No, I slept with your mother and your sister and your best friend." I said, "I know. That's why I poisoned you." So perhaps that's the root of our problems. I'm no sweet potato. I'm starch raving mad. Thank you, Toastmasters.
I wouldn't be surprised if Jordan proposed to you, so just, you know.
Lighten it up right now.
Oh. My. So remember to fill out your evaluation forms. And if you love puns, you know, you can send love letters. These are great. All right, speaker number 2. Listo? Good. Cliches are a part of the cliches are part of speech that are often overused. But this is tall tales. They will be exaggerated. Toastmaster Carlos Benitez wasn't prepared for this type of speech, the tall tale. He's going to put his best foot forward. He knows it's going to be an uphill battle, so he's going to play his cards right. Let's welcome Toastmaster Benitez to the lectern with his speech entitled Jose's Cliche Story. Carlos Benitez.
I'm about to entertain you with a cacophony of logomachies. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away called the Bronx, there lived a young boy named Jose. He had a twin brother named Jose B. They were like 2 peas in a pod. Jose's father, Jose Sr., worked at the World's Fair in Queens. Every day when Jose's father came home, he would share stories about how his day went. He was a sight for sore eyes to see. His stories were like fairy tales. He gave us an earful every day. Shows, entertainment, displays from all over the world. Many people from foreign lands. Folks from all walks of life, black and yellow, red and white, all were precious at his sight. Irish, English, Arabs, Jews, Indians, Chinese, even people from New Jersey. It was like a whirlwind tour, never a dull moment. These experiences intrigued Jose so much. When he grew up, he decided to join the circus and travel the world. Jose saw the writing on the wall. He set out to Russia to join the Moscow circus. It was a winning combination. Jose arrived to Moscow just in the nick of time. He couldn't wait to start chomping at the bit. Jose knew he had to start from the bottom up, start from scratch. He was very serious, no clowning around. So he tried juggling, but oftentimes he would drop the ball. He was a few fries short of a big meal. Happy meal. Happy meal, happy meal. Next, he tried acrobatics, but he couldn't swing it. He tried talking to others, more experienced circus workers, but it fell on deaf ears. His efforts were labors of love. He moved over working with animals. He got up at the crack of dawn, like I used to, all dark 30. First, let me try working with the sea lions, he said. He thought, this should be easy. Toss them a ball, reward them with a fish. I got this, hook, line, and sinker. He thought he was cool as a cucumber, but he ended up all washed up. He tried every animal act, the lions, the tigers, the bears, oh my. He left no stone unturned. He gave it an arm and a leg. He was losing his temper and getting angry. He didn't have the patience of Job. What am I going to do? He thought. I still can't figure out what I want to be and what am I good at? I'm at my wit's end, he lamented. The contortionist saw Jose crying and he told him, don't cry over spilled milk. I'll help you. I'll give you my arm and leg. If I have to, I'll do the best, even bend over backward for you. Gumby, the contortionist, knew he had to be a straight shooter and not to throw him the curveball. I can't be all talk and no action. Jose said, Gumby, don't get bent out of shape. Thanks for the effort, Gumby. I know I have to give it my all. So Jose decided to move on. even after Gumby extended his reach. It's over, Jose said. I'm not cut out for this. Finally, like the sands of time, Jose quit and went back home. No more aces up his sleeve. It's time to pay the piper. See the writing on the wall. So when he got home to that land far, far away, you know, the Bronx, everything had changed. It wasn't the blast from the past. However, upon return, Hoseby, his brother, was rich and famous. He got lots of money selling crack cocaine. And over the years, he avoided the long arm of the law. Don't worry, Jose. I know life is not a bed of roses. I'll take care of you. Come, help me. You'll be rich too. Tomorrow's another day. Stop chasing your dreams. You know, a bird in the hand is better than two in the bush. So together with Jose B, Jose decided to play his cards right. He knew it was an uphill battle, but he had a better, safe. He said, I better be safe than sorry. Excuse me. Jose faced his demons and triumphed over evil. This isn't a fate far worse than death, he said. Let's go to work, bro. Another day, another dollar. Together, Jose and Hoseby were a winning combination. So the moral of the story is, you can't judge a book by its cover. Toastmasters.
Well, you've heard of the term miles per hour. Now you've heard cliches per minute. And I think you just exceeded the cliche per minute limit. Oh, mercy. Speaker 3, you ready out there?
Yep. Yes. Yes.
That's good. Hang on. All right. All right. Our third speaker in today's Tall Tale meeting is Toastmaster Roy Shearer. History doesn't always get it right. Today, Roy will tell you the true story of Hitler's death and how Roy's Rangers pulled it off. Please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Roy Shearer.
Good morning.
Morning.
World War II. I was in Patton's division. We were closing in on Berlin. The other side, Russia, was coming from the east. The critical point is which division would reach Berlin, and more important, uncover Hitler's bunker and capture Hitler. So Patton called out for the 3 most intelligent men in the division of 100,000 soldiers. And naturally, I was picked first. And I was joined by 2 other fellow soldiers. The one thing we had in common is we all had German backgrounds and spoke German. That was critical. So we were dressed in German outfits. Oh, the thing I really enjoyed is my position was called, I was a general. Herr General, Herr.
It's just a long pause.
General Shearer. I was leader of the group. Our mission was to parachute into the outsides of Berlin. Intelligence knew where Hitler's location was. That was not a problem. So the problem, of course, was getting through the lines and getting to his bunker. Well, we were successful at that. We were successful. We got to the head of the bunker in our uniforms. There was an SS officer in front, and he says, "Was ist denn los?" Meaning, what are you doing? I said, "Pass auf, du Idiot, du Arschloch." Well, that means get out of the way, and I'm not going to translate Arschloch for you, so we'll pass on with that one. So he was frightened. We got into Hitler's bunker. Lavishly, it was outfitted with some of the best art in Europe, because Hitler had taken art from France, Austria, and for our guest, even Switzerland. Now, once we got into the bunker area, We saw Ava Brown, his mistress, small, slender, blonde, attractive. She had swastikas up and down her arm, also on her legs, one on her forehead, very devoted. Now, one thing intelligence has told us, and this is the basis of our plan, is that Hitler had a penchant. He had a lust for Twinkies, American Twinkies. It's not well known, but it's true. So in our backpacks, we all had 5 pounds, 10 pounds of Twinkies, different varieties. They were marked Apfelstrudel, apple pie, because Hitler didn't want anybody to know that he was importing American Twinkies. So to divert Ava Brown, we gave her a box of Twinkies. But she knocked on Deferr's door and said, Schatzi, the Schnitzel's den da. Baby, your Tweeties are here. Hitler threw open the door. And there he was, a little man, which surprised me. 5'1", 5'2". He knew he'd lost the war, so he wasn't in uniform. He was wearing pajamas. And he didn't have his signature mustache on. So very quickly, he turned his back to us, pasted on a mustache, turned around and said, Sieg Heil! And naturally, we all went to Sieg Heil! He was so delighted that he obviously invited us in. We opened. Twinkies, he couldn't say it either. And he brought out some beer and we began prosting. I'm Prosit. Here's to your health, Gemütlichkeit, health. And this went on for maybe 10 minutes. Toasting, Hitler was toasting us. Now, I don't think he was ever a Toastmaster, but where did he come up with all these toasts? I had to ask myself. Now, intelligence also knew that of all the Twinkies about, the chocolate, the strawberry, he had a passion for the coconut white Twinkie. And that was the basis of our plan. The white ones were loaded with strychnine. So anyway, during the toast and so on, Hitler was eating chocolate and strawberry, but he was eyeing the white ones because it was known that when he ended his feast, it would always be with a white one. Now, curiously, he told us that the bakers in Germany could never get it quite right, could never get the taste quite right. Though 12, 15, 20 had tried. He sent the failures, the cooks who couldn't do this, to the Russian front. Other bakers were afraid to try it again, so he had to rely on the Americans. So the toasting went on, the eating went on, and finally, Hitler, looking longingly at the white coconut Twinkie, took a big bite and fell to the floor. And just before he hit the floor, he gave a very weak, Sieg Heil, boom, gone. The plan worked. So as we backed ourselves slowly out of the bunker, passing the SS guard once more, Herr General Scherer said, "Congratulations, officers. Der Führer is so happy that you let us through that he's going to give you medals of bravery. Also maybe an extra Twinkie. So goodbye, auf Wiedersehen." We went back, we were able to work our way through the American. Now by that time, Patton's army had successfully gotten into Berlin. So we filtered our way back in through the ranks. Successful mission. The artwork was safe. We now occupied the bunker. Russia wasn't going to be able to get to it. And more important, Hitler was dead. Now this is a secret story. It's still classified. So I beg you in the audience, don't share this with anyone.
Red light.
The only one that knows. So, my friends, secret und auf Wiedersehen. Goodbye.
Assuming we cut him a little slack for that internet thing. Okay, our fourth and final speaker today is Toastmaster John Nuccitelli. Ooh. Today, John will give you a tall tale in 3 phases. You need to decide whether it's really a tall tale or not. Please welcome to the lectern, Toastmaster John Nuccitelli.
Good morning.
Good morning.
First one, I was feeling like I needed a little exercise, so I went in the gym and I'm working out. I got a sweat going. All of a sudden, this drop dead, gorgeous woman came in. I go, oh my God. Trainer, come here, trainer. Which piece of equipment here can I work on to impress that good looking woman that just walked in? He goes, he backs up, looks me up and down, says, sir, I think I would try the ATM in the lobby. I was at a restaurant and I felt like, you know, when you have, we call it diarrhea. So I go to the restroom and this restaurant only has one water closet, which is and I gotta go back. You gonna be long? I got constipation. I'll be in here for a while. What do you do? Ladies' room. Snuck out. Hello in there. Nobody was in there. So I went in. They had 3 stalls. I got the last one. So women are coming in, talking, and I'm in there. Got my feet up a little bit, so in case they get to finally, I have to leave, but there's women coming in and out. I don't want to blow my cover. So I waited until I didn't hear anything, any noise. I came out and ducked out of the ladies' room. Success. Yeah, but by the way, guys, you know what women talk about when they go with other women? They sit there and they go, oh, you go to the restroom? I'll go with you. Guys don't do that, but women do. But what they talk about is their dates. The poor guys, they get run over the coals. Anyway, the next little story. How many people go fishing by sneaking up on the fish and stabbing them? When I first heard this, I said, this can't be possible. This is a farce. Well, you go in shallow water from your knees down, about this deep, at low tide, and you see their flounders, 16-inch big flounders, and they're swimming in about 12 inches or 16 inches of water. So you sit there and you stalk them. Now this is 11 o'clock at night. You stalk them. Yes. Yeah. You get them. And the first time I did that, I said, damn, this is easy. This is better than sitting there with a line and hooks and everything. So I got one. I put it on. Anybody know what a stringer is?
Yeah, come on.
No, it isn't.
What's a stringer?
Stringers, you put the fish on a line and so I'm dragging it behind me. And I got 2 of them on there. All of a sudden I hear some commotion behind me. I turn and there's 2 sharks behind me. They got sniffing that blood from those 2 flounders back there. So I'm going, oh man. And they're just like pushing each other away, but they're only in this deep water. That's why they're making all this commotion. So I take the flounders and I bring them up on shore. I put them on shore and I went back fishing for the flounders. But you know, when I first heard about this, I said, this is absolutely crazy. Sneaking up on a fish at 11 o'clock at night. I got a flashlight, you know, but they don't move. And you sit there and you go, stop. Yeah, yeah. Oh, and you don't get them in the body because that ruins the fillet. You got to get them in the head. But it was a challenging experience. Now, when I put the boat in to get to this area, and I got the boat there, it was almost low tide, but it was high tide. Now, at the end of now, about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I got 7 flounders, 7 of them. I put them in the boat and I go back to the boat ramp. Guess what? The boat ramp's out of the water. I had to wait till the tide came in and take my boat out. People are looking over there and they're saying, "Oh, you got some good flounders there." Yep, sure do. So anyway, took them home, and I don't like to fillet fish. So I found somebody that they like to fillet and cut the fish up, and I had some flounder. And that's my story. If you believe it, put it on your list, either yes, 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 or no, no, yes. On your list flip, and I will tell the evaluator, I thought she'd be here, but she didn't want to come, I guess. Anyway, cheers.
Most important thing is if you go stalking flounder, you have to remember to make the noise. Okay. Timer. Did everyone qualify? All right. So Zoom land, send your vote for the best speaker to Toastmaster Mosier Belay. If you're in the room, bring your vote over to and we'll take care of that for you. Ready? All right. So you've got definite opinions on how things were. How good they were, how bad they were. Well, we've got the professional team of evaluators coming up, being led by the poobah himself. Our master evaluator today is Toastmaster Tim Taylor. Now, he's been a Toastmaster for 3 years. And he's won many awards. As a matter of fact, he was Toastmaster of the Year last year. He's originally from Memphis, Tennessee, the barbecue capital of the world. And I should know, I just went up there and there's a little shrine to him. So please join me in welcoming your master evaluator and mine, the handsome one, Toastmaster Tim Taylor.
I have never been introduced as the handsome one, so that was a treat. I think he likes the goatee, obviously. So, all right, guys, we are at the point of evaluations today. Excellent speakers, all of them, when you say. A challenging time to tell the stories. I believe that Roy's was true. I really believe that was true. But I don't know if I've ever tasted other Twinkie flavors than just the standard vanilla Twinkie. There may be other flavors, but I've never seen them. So it was a fun one. Yes, thank you. Evaluator number 1. They will be evaluating the speech of Emily Robinson. Today we have Diane Googlis. Diane.
Thank you. Hello, fellow Toastmasters. Wow, tall tales, amazing. That was excellent. Emmy Robinson, your tall tales, a stud by another name, would taste just as sweet. Wow. Your speech, your hero, how loaded can you get? It was fully humorous, informational, and style. You married Mr. Potato Head. Your hero, Spud Lightyear. Sculpt body, state contraction of his muscles, curled lifts, etc. Spud Lightyear versus Mickey Monster was wit. No laga Mickey here. Clarity, you crush the Spud with Fry. Vocal variety, very yam. Eye contact was peeled. Gestures was curly fries. Audience awareness, you got the audience mashed. Comfort level, you whipped the audience. Interest, audience was loaded potatoes. Well researched, you're a stud. Chris.
You, Diane. That was crispy. I appreciate that. And evaluating speaker number 2, Carlos Benitez. On Zoom, we have Lazar Legadou.
Good morning. Well, Benitez, your speech was really a tall tale. It was a cliche story, a lot of information, and you kept the audience captivated. That was really great. At the beginning, I was already laughing, and I love it when you say Jose and his brother Jose B. I say, oh my God, that was great. That was really captivating. I love.
Sorry, guys.
Just moving back and forth and looking at the audience. That was really well done. And your story was really well presented from the beginning to the end. It was really flowing. Now, if there's some suggestion that I will give is when you come to tell tales, the audience, looking at the audience at all time is so important because it's a story that exaggerated. So it should be 90% really just coming out of your head. So looking constantly on the paper is a little bit distracting. So next time is to memorize it a little bit more and then have full contact with the audience so that you don't have to look on the paper most of the time. Otherwise, wonderful speech. I love it. And I can't wait to hear a little bit more of that. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you, Lazar. Excellent, excellent. All right, evaluating Mr. Roy Shear. I believe Roy has won over 100 trophies in this club. I was here the day when he got the trophy to get the 100 trophies. It was this big. I remember the day I won my 10 trophy award, and it was fantastic. I was so excited to get it, but it was the same day that Garen won the 25 trophy award, and his was 3 times my size. So, but I'm normally used to Garen being 3 times my size. Evaluating Mr. Roy Shear, today we have Mr. Lonnie, Toastmaster Lonnie Fowler.
Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. Good morning, Roy. Great speech as usual, incorporating Twinkies and Hitler. Who would have guessed? It was hilarious, and you painted picture with words. One of those examples, swastikas up and down, all up and down her arm. So I'm assuming those were tattoos or they were branded on. I'm not sure. Great story. Seemed almost believable, actually. Hitler didn't want anyone importing American Twinkies. Excellent visual with Hitler's mustache. challenge you next time maybe to shave some of yours off. Language variety with German Lagamaki. Seagull, Auf Wiedersehen and more. Sprof, is that the toast, I believe? Toasting. I don't think Hitler was a Toastmaster. Great line there. Now, things to work on. No, as Toastmaster Tim Taylor said, just because you gave 100 speeches doesn't make you perfect. That's why I'm up here. So, things to work on. One of them is quite obvious. Where are the Twinkies? That's all you had to do to make it even more amazing. Heck, have a pile of all those flavors and eat one yourself while you're talking. So use those props. Another one is also obvious. Work on the internet connection, because we lost you there. Would have loved if Hitler died by his own lust for Twinkies. So at the end, wrap it all together, because that's what we're all looking for. Would have loved to hear an amazing story to cap it all off. Overall, funny speech filled with great use of hand gestures. Just work on those things I mentioned. Look forward to your next speech, Roy.
Nice. Thank you, Lonnie. Excellent job. As I've said before, I love pronouncing this name, Catherine Mouziar-Boulet. Catherine, it sounds like a French dessert. I would like some more Mouziar-Boulet, please. Evaluating Mr. John Nuccitelli, we have Catherine Mouziar-Boulet.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tim. Toastmaster John Nuccitelli, tall tales really suit you. I mean, every time I hear you speak, I really don't believe you, but you always seem to be making it up. So, but I really do believe you. So I'm going to vote yes, yes, and yes. All that was true. However, you always exaggerate. So I think parts of your story are true and parts aren't. So good job in weaving the truths with the untruths in your little logamaki of your storytelling. The good points, your eye contact was very effective to both Zoom and to the room. You looked side to side as you were telling your stories. And you have a really entertaining story style. I mean, I always want to laugh at you, even when you're not telling a story. So a couple of points of improvement. Sorry about that. I had to add the little chainsaw thing. A couple of points of improvement, your vocal variety. You could have added more texture to your story by doing the voices, like the ladies in the ladies' room and other voices in your story to add that texture and the entertainment value. Your pauses as well, you could perhaps add some more pauses for effect. And I love, one of the other things I love is I love how you laugh.
Sorry, guys, bad internet.
Great job telling a story and making us all believe you, or do we? So thank you.
Thank you, Catherine. Mr. Timer, did all of our evaluators qualify? Excellent. All right, that is my evaluation. No. No, please, everyone vote for one evaluator. Send your votes to Ms. Mouziar-Boulet online, and she will text them to Carson, and everyone else, please give your vote to Mr. Nuccitelli, who I laugh at on a regular basis. Thank you very much.
Back table.
Do I do the back table?
You gotta read your schedule. That agenda you're holding.
I apologize.
Page 2.
Okay, here we go. I haven't not done this roll before, guys. I'm sorry. The counters report. Can we hear from our counter? I'm getting there. I didn't have his name on here.
Come on up.
Here he comes.
Tabulator.
Here we come. Our tabulator.
All right, want to park you guys ready to make money? Yeah, there we go. Tim Coiner, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, got Conyer, sorry, Conyer. 2 Benjamin, 1 Jay had 1 4 double clutches, 1 so. Steve Joseph had 1 Mark Shear had 1 so. Alex McGriff had 1 double clutch. Roy Shear had 1 double clutch, 2 so's. John Nooch had 3 1 double clutch. Tim Taylor, you had 2 1 so. Diana, 1 double clutch. Lazar, 1 so, and that is all of them.
Thank you. Next, we will have our timers report. Yes, sir.
Okay, I need a graphic artist. Do we have one in the audience? I need someone to help me design my logo monkey. No, seriously. Okay, everyone qualified. Emmy's time was 5:45. Carlos was 6:01. Roy was 7:26. Tight. John Nuccitelli, 6:05. On the evaluators, Diane, 141, Lazar, 124, Lonnie, 220, and Catherine Mosher Brole was 124. Then the high for the table topics was Tabitha, and the low was Benjamin.
All right.
Report.
These are important roles, guys, and they shouldn't be taken lightly. It's to get an accurate report is actually important. So let's thank him for that, and let's have our dingers report. Yes.
We are at an almost even split, so I will go over the people who use the word of the day. All others, it'll be a quarter. Santiago, Tom, Jay, Tabitha, Emmy, Carlos, Diane, Lonnie, and KMB. So that was pretty well done, I do believe, about an even split. For the dress code, Jay, you're looking good, my man, but those shoes are probably not quite in line with it.
Oh.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. And lastly, I hear it's his first time to do it, and I am convinced is the hardest task in the room. The grammarians report, Mr. Garen Sprague.
So today was an awesome day. I see Tim Conyers was talking about work release programs and cop cars. I think these are all the things that happen at Walmart. Stay away from Walmart. Okay, Santiago talked about Logomiki, let go of my key. I don't know where that was going, but we'll go with it. Benjamin talked also about traveling circuses. I think that's what would happen if we took Winter Park Toastmasters on the road. We would be the traveling circus. Tom Weiss talked about lobotomy and logotomy. I mean, you're a rapper now? Something? You're getting there. Definitely. Jay Shaw sending emails to his bosses and his ex. I believe they were the same person. Either which way, he needed to be fired. Tabitha, she talked about this turkey. I mean, I thought cats were the only ones that had 9 lives. This turkey, I don't believe this is what they thought about the afterlife was going to be like. Mark Scher, we're going to call you the masked, shirtless marauder. Okay? You're a superhero. Bonnie, your grandmother's like the Black Tanya Harding of the Olympics. Okay, she's taking out people. Alex, Linda, she's in a room filled with people, yet she ran out of people to call on for table topics. I don't know what's going on there. Emmy Robinson. I'd like to say that I'd like to see Emmy's late husband and Mark Ehlers model down this aisle, especially when you're wearing the Wonder Woman outfit and so forth. Yeah, that'd be awesome. By all means. Carlos Benitez, yeah, cacophony, like, is that fake dog poo or something? What the heck is that, dude? You're talking about Happy Meals have now become Big Meals, and I think big meals make people happy, so that also works out. Roy share, he's talking about, with Roy, I now have a genuine affection for Hitler because every night when I go to sleep, I'm stressed and I go to sleep in pajamas and cheesecake. So I love sweets. And John Nuccitelli, he asked us if he knew what women talked about in the restrooms. John, normal men don't do that. We don't go into women's restrooms. So no, we don't know. The fact that you paused really surprised me because you thought we would answer. You can't answer that, brother. What else we got here? Sorry. I said today that we should use colorful uses of the words, and today I heard logomachy, 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 logimiki. I mean, we've done a really great job of using colorful words of that word today. Great job, everyone.
It was a fun meeting today. Real quickly, Tim Conyers, I can relate to your story. I was in a handy city. It was like a Lowe's many years ago, and I got something out of the aisle. I set it down in the front. I didn't buy it. I walked outside. The security guard came out there, started calling me every name in the book. It was the first actual real fight I ever got into. And they called the cops, and before they got there, my brother whisked me off. So that was not a tall tale. That actually happened. So at 19, I would do anything. Mr. Toastmaster, I will turn the meeting back over to you. Thanks, man.
Thank you. Okay, cool beans. So you ready for some hardware? Yeah. Well, I am too. So it's going to work out. Best evaluator, drum roll. Toastmaster Catherine Mosher Belay. All right. Best table topics. Another Zoomer. Toastmaster Tabitha Ruppel.
Oh, thank you.
Got it. So now, best tall tale speech, the queen of Boise, Idaho, Spud's baby girl. Please welcome Toastmaster Amy Robinson up here. Yeah, for those of you new Toastmasters, the Fun and Pun Award you were just allowed to touch, but this fine hardware you are allowed to keep. And I got a note here, by the way, from our trainer, Bonnie Patterson. She guessed that the tall tale was the first one. She doesn't believe John's been in a jail. So I'm guessing Master Evaluator took the agenda with him. Where that's okay. You new guys. So, did you enjoy our Tall Tales meeting? Yeah. Big round of applause for our speakers. Taters and Twinkies, oh my, it was great. I had a good time. I hope you did too. The evaluators actually all did a stellar job. Diane Goglis, you should be ashamed of yourself. Those puns, I even had Jordan cringing. The two of you should take that potato show on the road. That was fantastic. I loved it. So thank you so much for letting me be your Toastmaster today. I had an absolute blast. Y'all are the best. And I don't mean that because my initials are BS. You really are the best. So let me return control of the lectern, such as it is, to your president and mine, distinguished Toastmaster Carson Shaker.
Now y'all can't see, I don't have pen. Hurry up, Mella. Landscape mode.
You look just like the honeymoon picture.
All right, the Fun and Pun Award. Since we don't have one, thank you. This is the Fun and Pun Award today. Emmy, it was close for he actually put a potato in the bag, but Nooch, the ATM machine in the lobby is your best bet. Goes to you. Family Farmer Owned Fun and Pun Award.
Well, the award has disappeared. No, it's back in the luxury there.
Award. Okay. We had one guest came in a little bit late. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Welcome.
Welcome. Yeah. Cool. Everybody's got one. In lieu of a keg party at Linger's house with the band, we're going to have fun and be able to talk to each other. So Friday, June 18th, it will be our last Zoom meeting as a hybrid. So come on out and celebrate. It's been a long time. Ty Patton wanted to say something. I'm so tempted to walk away from the lectern before you get here.
Something. I wanted to thank everyone who participated as presenters for the Zoom second session of the Fireside Chat. For those that were there, you saw why Catherine Mosier-Boulay comes across so convincingly because she explained how to do on camera. Also, we learned how we do not walk away from the lectern or the podium until someone captures that particular one. You never leave it unguarded. So there were just a myriad of reasons why we want to join one of those fireside chats so we can learn from those individuals like Carson Schaefer and Blake Smith and so many of the individuals that have done so well over their season here with the Winter Park Toastmasters. Have a wonderful and memorial weekend for those that gave all.
Can we have those who serve stand up?
No, it's not for us.
No, it's not veterans. It's a memorial.
Thank you, sir. Armed Forces Day, you thank people wear the uniform. Veterans Day, you thank us who used to wear the uniform, although the Air Force was actually just a good alternative to military service. And on Memorial Day, we remember everybody that gave everything so we could stand here like this. Carmela, did you want to say?
I did.
Did you want to speak? Sorry, see Ty?
Well, not something. June 18th will be our last Zoom meeting, last hybrid meeting. The room will be set up a little bit differently, and I want to prepare you. I'll make more of these announcements in the coming weeks. Applauding after someone's name is called is polite. It's generous, but it takes time. So for table topics, get ready. When the name is called, don't applaud. Let them speak their table topic and then applaud. That saves time. It gives more members opportunities to get table topics. More to come. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend.
Who's the thought of the day?
Who's the thought of the day?
I'm the thought of day.
Okay, you got it.
Who is that? Ah, Shai Ying with our thought of the day.
Just kidding.
You're on.
So, hello Toastmasters. Today is a fantastic day. Just because it's tall tales doesn't mean it is not true. Don't lose the dream. Thank you.
See you all next Friday. All right, dude. Good job.
Good. So is the lady guest from Switzerland still on?
He had to leave to